Welcome to the Leadership in Law podcast with host Marilyn Jenkins. Cut through the noise, get actionable insights and inspiring stories delivered straight to your ears. Your ultimate podcast for navigating the ever-changing world of law firm ownership. In each episode, we dive deep into the critical topics that matter most to you, from unlocking explosive growth to building a thriving team. We connect you with successful firm leaders and industry experts who share their proven strategies and hard-won wisdom. So, whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting your journey as a law firm owner, the Leadership in Law podcast is here to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to build a successful and fulfilling legal practice.
Welcome to another episode of the Leadership in Law podcast. I'm your host, Marilyn Jenkins. Please join me in welcoming my guest, Ian Harrington, to the show today. Ian is a nationally recognized social media expert, content creator, author, and coach, widely regarded as one of the most successful social media marketers in the legal industry. Since pioneering effective strategies in 2019, he's helped generate hundreds of millions of dollars in case value for multiple personal injury and workers' compensation law firms. As the head of social media at Very Decent Marketer, Ian oversees every campaign, ensuring both exceptional quality and measurable results. Beyond his professional life, Ian is a proud father, devoted husband, and an admittedly less than great guitar player. Originally from California, he's now happy to call Philadelphia home. I'm excited to have you here, Ian. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. Quite a introduction, too. I'm excited to talk to you today.
I want to know who decides you're less than great guitar player.
And everyone that hears me play guitar.
Okay.
I mean, my fan base. So my wife and my family will tell you I'm good, but anyone else.
So not very many open mic nights for you, I guess.
No, that's been like a fantasy of mine for probably like 20 years now. So one day I'm going to get a set together, play an open mic night. People are going to love me, but I'm pretty bad at guitar and I can't sing.
So we'll keep it as a dream. There we go. That's cool. Well, I'm excited to talk to you today. We're both marketers. I want to talk about marketing, and you're a little bit different than what we do. And getting some advice out there and teaching some attorneys how we need to be successful in social media. So tell us a little bit about your story and your journey.
Good question. So I think it starts at least in legal marketing. I was always a marketer for, through my 20s. I moved to Philadelphia and I met a young attorney who had just passed the bar named James Helm, and he was looking for help getting cases. And so him and I, he started a law firm called Top Dog Law. I was employee number one, and that was my first introduction into legal marketing. It was a space I had not known anything about. And him and I slept on the ground of an Airbnb with him in Florida, and him and I just like masterminded, like, all right, we have no money. We have no cases. We didn't even have a name for the firm at the time. It was just Helm Law Group. How are we going to compete in Philadelphia? And we really just outworked everyone. When we started, we thought we were going to do Google PPC because that's how everyone got cases. Yeah. And it became very clear to us that we couldn't compete. $300 cost per click in Philadelphia for any sort of PI matter is very expensive, especially when you have, a few $100s a month to spend on marketing. And pretty quickly, we found social media marketing was an untapped market. No one was on it. This was back, I don't even know, 2018, 19, something like that. It was an untapped market. And frankly put, we had a young, good-looking, charismatic attorney. Let's take advantage of that. And so pretty quickly, we kind of found our niche. It was just a really fascinating and exciting time to get introduced to legal marketing in that way and do it in such a different way. And that was kind of my first introduction and my kind of first beginnings into legal marketing. From there, I went to Pawnlee Hockey to pretty much they saw what James and I were doing and wanted to do the same thing. So I went over and helped them, which was, again, a new challenge. I love the idea of a new challenge, and we hopped into that. And I was their director of social media up until about a year ago when I started my own venture. Frankly put, it was one of those things I could make decent money doing it for one law firm, or I can make a lot more money doing it for multiple law firms. And as long as there's no kind of conflict there, it made a lot of sense for me to to do it that way. So right now I'm helping, I'm not an agency. I'm not trying to take on 1,000 law firms and kind of slam out low quality work. I'm partnering with, 3 or 4 large law firms in the country and getting them cases on social media, specifically PI and work comp.
Okay, perfect. Now, talking about doing social media, that is always kind of a twist my arm and make me do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's you either have attorneys that are saying, yes, let's do it, or, oh my God, it'll be an opinion piece and I'm going to be held to that. And it's not that serious. So how do you get over that roadblock when it comes to the attorneys?
Well, I think the hardest thing to get through someone's head when they're first starting is that no one's paying attention. You can post up something right now and you can say all the wrong legal advice that you want. And guess what? You're going to post it up. You're going to get real nervous about it. And then it will be like 48 hours later and nothing will have happened. And, oh, that wasn't that bad, right? It takes months, if not years, to gain a following, to gain traction, to actually get eyes on anything you're posting. But the most important thing is starting. You have to start. You could give yourself a million reasons to not put yourself out there. And guess what? It will be a year and you'll still be behind. You're going to just constantly be behind. So yeah, posting on social media isn't that serious, especially for 99% of you listening right now, because no one's watching. No one cares about your firm. Probably there's only about 5-10 firms in the country that are doing a really good job on social media. So unless you're one of them, just start posting. You have to get in front of the camera. You have to get started. It's not that serious. Like,
Well,
I'm posting stories every day, and sometimes they're not all home runs, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can equate it to going out to dinner alone, so people get very nervous at that.
Yeah.
No one's paying attention. You notice you have to flag down the waiter. They're not looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah, like the other table's not judging you. Like, I bet he's lonely. Yeah, the same thing. Like, I think I always talk about going to the gym. That it's no one's watching you, and you can't just go one time, right? You can't go to the gym once a month and be like, oh, I'm fit, right? And social media specifically is a lot like that too. You're posting and no one's going to care, and you have to do it consistently before anything starts to change. At a high level, social media marketing is the most cost-effective way to get cases, get a low cost per case. You can get very good quality cases on social media. You can build a large brand on social media. You can get better cost per views on social media than TV or billboard. It really is the best. This is my career, and I've done it twice now to 2 very large firms. It's the best, but it's also the hardest. You have to put in the work. It is not Google PPC where you can hire an agency and they'll just do it for you. You have to put in the time. You have to get in front of the camera. You have to get in the front of the camera hundreds of times. You have to practice.
It's not just throwing money at it.
Yeah, you can't throw money at it, which is also, by the way, why it's the most effective, because other firms can't throw money at it either. And so if you can really buckle down and do it and put in the work, that's how you get the better cost per case. That's how you get the lower CPM. It's not like a shocker, but just most firms aren't willing to put that in. I mean, even the big guys, right? In the PI space, it's Morgan & Morgan, it's Top Dog Law, it's Sweet James. Of the top 20 spending personal injury firms in the country, there's like 2 of them that do social media like at all, right? Mm-hmm. It's Top Dog Law, obviously. And then like Morgan sometimes does it, but doesn't. They're just kind of putting money behind some boosted ads and stuff. It's still,
I think it's just a certain office or something. Somebody's like, let's give that a shot, and they get some way budget talked into it. And then,
yeah, exactly. It's like when you have $300 million on marketing to spend every year, you could throw a million at social and do it incorrectly and do it wrong. But I bring it up because it's a huge blue ocean right now. If you're a small firm, private equity is moving into the space. It's cost per case is only getting higher, especially for billboard and TV. It's not, the year 2000 anymore. You need to compete. And pretty much the only place right now that I can see a small firm with not a ton of money, if your marketing budget is less than 5 million a year, social media is perfect for you because it's still a blue ocean. You can still be crafty and build a brand and get good, efficient cost per case on it. But the trade-off is you have to work harder. You have to.
Yes. But you don't need expensive equipment, but you do.
Oh, no.
It's just shocking how inexpensive. Even ring lights are less than $15 now.
Yeah. I have a $20,000 like professional cinema rig camera setup. I hardly ever use it. Pull up the phone because authenticity. We could go into the whole content creation bit, but yeah, you just need to put yourself out there, find your brand. Brand is the most important thing. Yeah.
Now let's talk about. I absolutely and utterly agree with you. Let's talk about. So we said, how they should be, but now let's talk about what they should be doing. One of the things that is the know, like, and trust factor. That is what I try to teach, and that could be one of the most simple things is the FAQs, right? A video for each question. What type of content do you suggest when it comes to this video? Because with these, also getting into your local geographical Facebook groups or Reddit, that sort of thing. What type of content do you suggest putting out?
It's a good question. And again, the most important thing is to start, like to not overthink, exactly how I'm going to set everything up. Just start getting in front of the camera, talking about, FAQs, what to do after a car accident, how long you have to submit a workers' comp claim, right? Like the stuff, you're a lawyer, you're smart, assumedly, right? You passed the bar. Talk about the stuff, to start. Long term, you have to find a way to be entertaining because at least on social platforms, you're not competing against other lawyers. What you're competing against is all the viewers, like personal favorite entertainers and music artists and comedians. That's who they're watching. That's who they're on those platforms watching.
And cat videos.
I'm sorry?
And cat videos.
Yeah, and cat videos, right? And memes and all that kind of stuff. And so you have to find a way to be entertaining. Most firms try to be funny. And look, if you're not an actually funny person, but don't try to be funny, right? You're just going to be embarrassed. But you kind of have to find your lane, right? There's all different types of ways to be entertaining. You could be shocking. You could be like scary. It's something you could go into like the gory details of a case, right? Like the real gory, like what exactly how their finger broke and stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunities to be entertaining, but long term, you have to be entertaining. That's the only way you're going to actually organically get views, get engagement. There's only so much you can talk about, like tort reform or types of insurance coverage, but start there. Yeah. And I know that's not an answer people don't want to hear, right? Like they want to hear what's the easiest way. The easiest way is to get started talking about the things you know. But then
the short content. It doesn't need to be long drawn out content. But I like what you're saying about find your lane. I know that there's attorneys like on TikTok and Instagram and stuff that maybe one of them, I think there's a recap of whatever big case was in the news. Another one does a deep dive in local stuff. So, pick a lane, like you said, and do something. But in the beginning, just to get your recs in, just to get started, talk about what you know.
Yeah. And sorry, I feel like I skipped a few steps there. Yeah, definitely start with short form. Do like Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, TikTok, right? Like vertical video. Start there. Yeah, definitely.
And
30 seconds is your strike zone.
Okay, perfect. And if you're thinking the best platforms, which ones are you thinking?
So for PI and work comp, it is still Meta. I would actually even argue just Instagram is the best cost per case, is the best valuable cases. It's a good mix of, like 25 to 50-year-olds for PI, and that cost per case is the best valuable. worse injuries. So the case values are higher. TikTok is starting to become okay. I think, if you have a large budget, if you have $100,000 a month to spend on social media marketing, I would put like 15% of that to TikTok. You're going to capture some cases that you won't on the other platforms. But yeah, Instagram is still definitely it.
And on TikTok, when it comes to the targeting, you can do at one time you had to do the whole state of the country, but now they've got the targeting a lot more detailed, so you can do your city and that sort of thing now, right?
Yeah. This like all the standard geo targeting kind of things. Targeting is like just in general, social media targeting is a topic I feel like can warrant the whole hour, because you can do a lot of very creative things. And a lot of law firms and a lot of agencies, they literally just assign a geo and hit go and just put it on auto and assume Facebook or TikTok will sort it for you and target the right people. And that's just not true anymore. You can get very creative with like top of funnel ads, to retargeting ads, to lookalike campaigns. And yeah, like I said, it warrants like a whole hour conversation. But if you're just getting started, target by geo, and then I don't know, maybe email me or something, and I'll help you out with some other targeting stuff. Because the biggest problem is spam on the platform, and half your targeting you could eliminate like different placements in Meta that will cut your spam in half overnight. But if you don't know what to eliminate, then you're gonna, wow, look, I got $12 cost per lead, I'm crushing it. And then you look in your CRM or lead docket or whatever you have, and oh no, it's mostly just fake form fills from lead forms. So
yeah. And we've found the same thing. And some of them, it's just, the crazy, some of the things are like a pop-up in a video game, and people are just putting stupid stuff in there to get back to their game.
yeah,
It's just, it's just ridiculous. But so when we're talking about, so we've talked about video and how important that is. So Instagram, I agree, is a very important platform not to forget about, for just not necessarily paid ads, of course, but for social media. It's completely its own thing. And what kind of marketing do you suggest for the PI and workers' comp attorneys to do on Instagram?
My recommendation would change depending on budget, resources, all of that kind of stuff. But I would start with paid ads, right? I think organic is a heavy lift. Meaning if you're a law firm, let's say you're kind of a mid-sized law firm, do you have time for your main partner or maybe a managing partner to spend, I don't know, 5 hours every week in front of a camera? Do you have the resources to have somebody writing scripts and helping you film that kind of stuff in bulk, or getting ideas and topic ideas? If you don't have the resources to do that, organic is really hard. Because you have to be consistent with it. You have to constantly find new ways to talk about the same things. You can weigh in on current events, but you have to actually do the research then to know what you're talking about on the current events. So if you don't have those resources, paid ads. And what I would do is honestly like hire an agency or call like an expert and have them film, 5 to 15 paid ads for you, different types of video, different types of photo ads, and toss those up. And you can get decent cost per case with that. It's not going to be like a long-term brand building approach, but it will bring cases through the door. You will start to build a brand. That's the place I would start. And then after that, as you start to get traction, now it's time to talk about organic.
I agree, but at least getting a platform or getting out there on the platforms, getting some information going. And we're also looking at, so you're taking, obviously statewide is the cases that you can take, but most people are marketing locally. So, like, even though immigration is a nationwide thing, most of my immigration attorneys are within like 5 or 6 counties, right? They're staying in their local area. So obviously then local social groups, social media groups would be a good place to actually be in there, providing value, answering those questions. That's one form of social media marketing. What when you thinking about influencer type marketing, what are you using that for? Or how would an attorney use that?
Yeah.
Like become one.
Becoming one is hard, right? Back to the kind of resources question, right? How much time do you have to do that? I'm a big believer in what the kind of stuff you're talking about, right? Being active in Facebook groups, even just like on Instagram. If you're in a major metropolitan area, there's hundreds of pages that are like local sports pages. Like, in Philadelphia, there's I don't know how many Eagles fan pages. There's all sorts of local news pages. And you can be active in those, active in the comments, active replying to other people, especially like all the time. There's like news alerts on Instagram of like car accident on 676. You can get into the comments there and chat about it and talk about it, and people will find you. But it takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
That's almost a full-time job. But what I use influencers for, I run a lot of influencers right now. Probably I have hundreds of thousands of dollars of budget every month right now on influencers. I go for eyes, exposure. Marketing, you're in the attention business. You have to get attention. And so right now I use influencers. I'll find, local guys or even national, like I'm running with very large national influencers. And you have to run content that's going to get as many eyes on your law firm as possible. And so that's really what I use it for. But, last night I was just looking, I think it's up to like 3.1 million views. Yeah.
Oh wow.
3.1 million views on a law firm post last night. Just,
Oh, fantastic.
and I'm talking about like hundreds of leads come in from something like that. It's a large, heavy lift. On the resources side, right? We have full-time people replying to the direct messages right now because so many come in. But yeah, you're ultimately with marketing, especially social media marketing, you're in the attention business. You have to do the things that get you the most attention, which, by the way, is why you see Top Dog Law doing all the crazy stuff that he does. It's not because he's like that, right? Like it's because he understands deeply the type of things you need to do to get attention on these platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. So you gotta have to have a little edginess to yourself to put yourself out there and
Yeah.
not take it too seriously at the same time. I mean, one of the things that we bump into as attorneys are like, well, I can't put something out on social media be considered an opinion, or what if someone disagrees?
Yeah.
Again, most of the time no one's watching, unless you have a massive following. No one's watching.
If you're worried about people disagreeing with you, then don't start social media marketing, like just flat out, because no matter what you do or say, people are going to disagree with you, even if it's like, Earth is round, right? You're gonna get people fighting with you. You won't last. I mean, if that is like your wholehearted opinion, if that's actually what you're worried about, then just don't start.
That is a very good point. That is a very good point, because that, keyboard warriors, people don't, they don't shy away from giving their opinion. I agree. I love the conversation about the video marketing and getting started with social media. If you were to give somebody advice that maybe they dabbled with, like, the holiday post and,
Yeah.
new hires, or, very, very simple image posts, and they want to step it up a notch, what would be your advice to them?
You have to learn how to walk before you could run. You have to learn how to run a mile before you could run a marathon, right? I have this conversation pretty much every day. A firm will find me and they'll be like, hey, make me the next Top Dog Law. Hey, make me the next Conley Hockey. And I'll be like, all right, well, when's the last time you've posted or been in front of the camera? Do you even spend time on these platforms yourself, right? Are you on Instagram daily? And the answer is almost always no. And it feels a lot to me like a dude sitting on his couch looking at the TV, watching an NFL game, being like, hey, make me the next Tom Brady. And you have to be willing to put yourself in front of the camera hundreds of times, get comfortable in front of the camera, find your brand. Whatever you decide you want your brand to be right now is not going to be what it's going to be in a year. I mean, when I started with James, we were doing like very plain, boring, like what to do after a car accident, what type of insurance should you have kind of content, right? Because that's what we just knew we had to get started, right? You have to learn how to walk before you can run. That slowly evolved into the crazy brash brand that everyone knows now. But my biggest advice is to get started, is to get in front of the camera. Get in front of your phone, start talking about things, start sharing ideas, start talking about what your day has been like as a lawyer. Are you going to court? Cool. Tell people, hey, look, I'm going to court this morning, really excited. It's 6 a.m. I have a really big case, don't know how it's going to go. Wish me luck. Boom, right there. You just posted an Instagram story or a Facebook story. Is it the best thing ever? No, but you did it. And that is where you absolutely have to start.
And that's a
learning
connection. Absolutely.
And you never know who's going to watch it. I mean, very few people at the start are going to watch it. It's going to be your friends. It's going to be your colleagues. But you never know how it goes from there. And frankly put, like, you're still in the process of learning how to be in front of the camera and speak and make eye contact. Like I'm always behind the camera. I know I should be looking at the camera right now on my laptop, and I keep looking at myself, right? Because I'm
looking at you, not up at the camera. I mean, it's one of those things, but but the thing is too, is when you're when you're doing the camera, looking at your phone.
Yeah.
One of the things I find that people who are trying to get started with this have a problem with is they're looking at themselves and going, okay, I see myself. And so I'm talking to no, look through the phone. I mean, you got to talk to the person that you want to hear you.
Yeah.
You know, whatever little mind game you need to play to not feel so self-conscious about it, talk to the person on the other side that you want to know more about you, to be, your potential new partner.
Yeah. And if I were to have a second piece of advice as far as when it comes to actually what you should be talking about, like the actual content you should be filming, most lawyers and law firms make the mistake of talking about the things they want to talk about. They want to talk about insurance coverages because insurance coverages increase the value of a case, right? And so they're really focused on increasing the value of the case. You have to talk about the things somebody who was just in a car accident wants to hear. Because and so what is that? Yes, it's going to be things like what to do after a car accident, what to expect after a car accident, but also just things like tell them what to expect when they call your firm. Hey, if you call me, here's what will happen. You'll talk to an intake person. They're going to ask you a few questions to make sure that it is something we can help. Then you're going to get transferred this. Then you're going to get a fee agreement or whatever your process is. That's a great video, because what is the biggest fear most people have contacting a lawyer? They're it's scary, right?
It is. I mean, they're unapproachable is what, they don't understand that the everyday Joe is not comfortable reaching out to an attorney. It's like, it feels dangerous. It feels like it's, the risky, but yes, you can help me. But I mean, most attorneys see people at their worst, at the worst time in their life. So it's a hard thing to do. So I agree with you. It's just, that sounds like a great idea. What happens when you pause? This is what happens when you reach us.
Like if you're an attorney right now and you're watching this podcast, and I know I have a tendency to ramble in a bunch of different directions, but if you're watching this right now and you understand that social media is something you need to be doing, but you don't know how to start, pull out your phone right now and make a video. Just like figure out how to use the video on your phone and make a video about what somebody can expect when they'll call your firm. Just shoot that right now, post it as an Instagram story. It will be up for 24 hours and it disappears. So even if you stumble on your words or you say the wrong thing, it will not matter. Trust me. But film that video right now, because that's step one. That is step one. And every day you put off something like that, or maybe on Monday I'll call an agency and see if they could help me. Those are all excuses. It's the same reason why people don't go to the gym. Oh, I need my protein shake first, and I'm out of this, and my shoes kind of feel uncomfortable, so maybe I'll order some new shoes. That's what you're doing, right? So right now, pull out your phone, shoot that, and hell, find me on Instagram, at Ian A. Harrington, and send it to me. Just send it to. You don't even have to post it. Send it to me in a DM, because that's stuff.
I agree. And the thing is don't worry about the ums or skipping a word or something like that. It makes you sound human.
Human, yeah. And approachable. I mean, again, the biggest thing stopping people from reaching out to a law firm is, one, they don't even know they have a case. That's the biggest thing. But two is, if they think they do have a case, they're intimidated. They never know lawyers. They only know like lawyers from TV, and I don't mean like Morgan and Morgan TV. I mean like movies. Like like they only know 12 Angry Men, or what's the Tom Cruise? You can't handle.
Oh yeah. And
Right?
officer,
Like, yeah. It's all like really intense, right? And that is not at all what it's like when you call a law firm, but they don't know that. So anything.
Yeah, so I mean that's the know, like, and trust factor. We want you to get your voice out there. I love that. This is such good advice. So, I agree. Pull out your phone, make a video, send it to Ian, let him tell you what he thinks about it. Just do step one.
Yeah, step one.
Well, this has been a great conversation. I really appreciate you being here.
Flown by.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I know my listeners may want to reach out to you or connect with you. How would be the best way for them to do that?
Sure. So, if I'm encouraging people to be on social medias, well, find me on Instagram. It's at Ian A. Harrington. I have a website, ianaharrington.com. You can email me at Ian A. Harrington. Look at that brand consistency right there. It all. And look, like, I know it can be intimidating, social media. We barely scratched the surface in 30 minutes, and I've been at this for a long time, and I'm still learning new things. But if you're looking for any help, have any questions about how to get started, what you should be doing, strategic, tactical, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I talk to lawyers pretty much every single day of my life, specifically on the topic of social media. I love talking about this stuff. I'm always thirsty for more information and then sharing that information. So if you have questions, just reach out. Don't be like the people injured at work that are scared to call a lawyer. Just call me. Just call me or message me on Instagram. I'm not that.
Yeah. I love that. Well, Ian A. Harrington, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks for joining me today for this episode. As we wrap up, I'd love for you to do two things. First, subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you find value here, I'd love it if you would rate it and review it. That really does make a difference in helping other people to discover this podcast. Second, you can connect with me on LinkedIn to keep up with what I'm currently learning and thinking about. And if you're ready to take the next step with a digital strategist to help you grow your law firm, I'd be honored to help you. Just go to lawmarketingzone.com to book a call with me. Stay tuned for our next episode next week. Until then, as always, thanks for listening to Leadership in Law Podcast, and be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Leadership in Law Podcast. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of law firm owners out there facing similar challenges and striving for the same success. Head over to our website at lawmarketingzone.com. From there, connect with other listeners, access valuable resources, and stay up to date on the latest episodes. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, keep leading with vision and keep growing your firm.